Hello there everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today, sorry, we're gonna get started with some green juice. If you don't know about it, I've got another video coming out soon showing you how I make my green juice. But yeah, it's a great way to start your day. So recently I went to the thrift store and I found two cute little egg-shaped wicker placemat thingamabob jiggers, and I thought they'd be great to do something to them for Easter. So as you can see, it's kind of like raffia. I'm not really quite sure of the exact material, but it's got these nice gaps in between each spiraled section, which really helps to apply the yarn, because that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make two different decor pieces. You can either hang them up on the wall as I show you at the end, or you can add have them propped up against something, either an old picture frame, or maybe if you take one of those wood blocks from the dollar store, the little Jenga blocks, and glue it to the back of it, it would maybe stand up. Not quite sure, but something like that. But what I'm going to do is take some yarn, and I've got the beautiful champagne mauve looking color, and then this thicker white yarn. And what I'm going to do is put the yarn starting in the back side, and I'm just going to loop it around the top perimeter of the little egg placemat situation. So you can just see as I bring the yarn almost all the way through, but I'm going to leave just a little bit to knot it off. And then I'm just going to keep looping this around, and I'm only going through one section, so that it's all spiraled. I'm only going through one of those sections instead of, you'll see later when I come back around, I'm going to go through two. And when you get to the end, you're just going to want to cut it off. And the really great thing about this is that when you add in your new piece and you continue with the yarn, obviously you're going to want to cut a little bit longer than I did. You can cover up that little tail end. And what you're going to want to do to get your needle threaded with the yarn is take some masking tape and get that to be flatten out your yarn as much as possible so that you can fit it through the hole. As you can see, I am struggling. Unfortunately, it did not take me only 3 times. Woo! But once you do get it on, and I know that you'll do far better than me, but once you get it on, you're gonna want to definitely put a lot of yarn through the needle, because that will prevent you from having to continuously thread the needle, which is the least fun part about this entire process. But yeah, so I'm just gonna finish going through the other side to finish this half circle. And now that I'm done, I'm going to go over those the next two, as you can see I stuck it through, the next 2 sections. And I'm going to bring it back around. Now, what I didn't show is that after bringing it back around, it was really difficult to get the second row as tight as the first row. So what I decided to do was just pull at the different strings, the different yarns. Am I making sense? No. Pull at the strings. Yes, we're just gonna call them strings. Pull at the strings just a little bit to make them poof out, so that number one covers up the gaps, because of the way that this is styled. those like thicker raffia pieces that are holding each spiraled section together creates a gap, and I don't want to go through that because it's still a pretty delicate piece. So all I did was pull out different yarn strings just to fluff it up a bit, and it kind of gives it like a cloudy effect. And then I created a tassel with that champagne mauve colored yarn that I showed you in the beginning, and now I'm going to show you how I make 2 more tassels to finish up this project. So I just took my masking tape roll. You can use your hand. If you have like a pom tassel maker thingamabob, I'm sure that will work too. A piece of cardboard. Truly, there's so many options on how to make a tassel, but this is what I'm just using because I have it on hand. So I'm wrapping it around. I'm not really sure how many times, just until I have a desired thickness. So you do the same. Make it as thin or as thin as okay, Alondra, make it as thin or as thick as you want to, and when you're done, you're just gonna snip that, and then you're going to use something better, but once again, I just used what was on hand. And so I took my scissors as my placeholder, and then I'm tying a knot around them to secure the top part of the tassel, and then I'm just going to thread those 2 ends that I used to make my knot through my needle, and that will help me adhere the tassel to the placemat. So I am just going to go 1 space below where my white yarn ended. Gonna pull that through, and then I'm just going to fluff it out to my desired fluffiness. I'll cut it off, tie it off. I did about 3 knots, and if you want things to be more secure, you can always add glue. However, this thing is knitted pretty well, and my knot is big enough that it's not just going to fall out on its own. And this is such a light project that really there's no like heavy amounts of weight really tugging at it to make it want to slip out or fall forward or whatever it may be. So then I'm just going to cut my loops and get my ends to about the same as the first one, and then onto my last tassel. And you're just gonna fluff it and trim it to however you like it, and this is the final product. I just made a knot in the back with some of my extra yarn so I could hang it. You can hang it however you want to, but I thought this came out pretty cute. So I don't have video of it. However, all I did was take a thick red yarn, and I basically really just shoved the yarn through the bottom loop of the egg, and that created this minimalist kind of bohemian looking decor piece. And I hope you guys like this video. If you haven't, please subscribe to my channel. I have more great crafts and just fun things coming out for you all. And like it, give me a good comment, let me know if there's anything else you'd love to see me do, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.